What's up, gamers? It's your boy, The Gumbuck. This is the finals, season 4. Are you hyped? Because I am hyped. This is going to be a patch, or shall I say, season 4 patch notes video. We're going to be going over all of the notes, and we're going to be doing some in-game testing and taking a look at the new map, Fortune Stadium. If you want to skip all the patch notes overview kind of reading thing, just go to this timestamp that you see here and just see, we could just go right into testing the new weapons in the map. But if you're down for this video, because it's going to be a long one, there is a lot to talk about and a lot of patch notes to go over. I appreciate you clicking. Let's just jump right into it. Okay, so update 4.0.0. I'm not going to be going through everything. I'm just going to go through kind of like what I think is the really important stuff. But as it says here, it's showtime. Welcome to Season 4, contestants. Season 4 brings exciting new content and features to the finals. From the sleek urban Fortune Stadium map, sponsored by Halto and Gmo and Azult, the 3 powerful new weapons, and there's plenty to dive into. We've also added sponsor contracts, allowing players to sign up with one of 3 sponsors for unique rewards, a new World Tour ranks, and improved rank cash out tournaments, plus new customizations, options, loadout slots, and revamped leaderboards to ensure a more competitive and personalized experience. So, they got the trailer, which you hadn't seen that. There's a little clip of it at the beginning of this, of course. We've got Fortune Stadium that we're going to take a look at. And we've got 3 new weapons. So we've got the 50 cal Akimbos, the dual Deagles for the heavy. It's freaking awesome, super dope. Played that in the pre-test. We got the Pike 556. This is also pretty dope. Really liking that. And the M26 Matter for the light. So the heavy for the Deagles goes to the heavy, the Pike 556 goes to the medium, and the M26 Matter goes to the light. It's a shotgun, and it's rad AF. So we've got the new sponsor option here. We can pick a track. You'll pick a Gmo, Halto, or Azult, and you'll get like special. You'll earn fame points for that, and they'll track community fame points, so we can kind of battle it out between whichever sponsor you pick, and you'll get unique cosmetics depending on the sponsor. I know which one I'm going with. Which one are you going with? So they added a new feature for this season, which is pretty cool. The alternative sights, or alternate sights and scopes. This is rad. So you can now get like a scope on the FAMAS or maybe the V9S. You can also change weapons that have scopes and just make them iron sights. So we'll take a look at that. We've got new World Tour ranks, so they've made some changes there. Emerald track will be open and available to us out of the gate. And then they've also added like diamond to this. We'll talk more about that in a moment. New rank mode, cash out is back in ranked, baby. 8 teams, 24 player tournament format. They've made some changes to how that rolls out. They've got cash out rule variants for ranked and World Tour, so this is pretty cool. We'll talk about that in the notes though, but they basically made World Tour so it feels a little more casual, while ranked ranked cash out feels a little more ranked cash out. So one thing that they've done here is in ranked tournaments, the 10% team wipe penalty is active, and game show events such as low gravity are reduced or are disabled. To reduce the randomness. And so like in rank cash out, the loadout changes are the same in that they're only permitted between rounds. And then the opposite is in the World Tour, making it feel a little more cash. They removed team wipes, so no team wipe penalty in World Tour. And then also in between deaths, you can change your loadout. So I like that. I think that's pretty cool. A good casual place to play cash out, man. I'm digging it. They've improved the player cards, so the customization for player cards, they've added more to that. They've updated the circuits. So circuits now run in parallel to the World Tour stops and share the same sponsors, allowing you another way to earn rewards from the show's benefactors. So you can earn specific cosmetics depending on what sponsor is active in the World Tour. Pretty dope. 2 extra loadout slots, quality of life. We went from 6 loadout slots to now 8, so you can have a couple of more customized drippy drips, different loadouts. New battle pass, of course. They've added some more levels to just the main career grind, so that's cool. Oh wait, here, new career levels and a new battle pass, of course. Leaderboard improvement, so they've added some things where they're tracking everything, so you can see where you land in quick cash, terminal attack, bank it, power shift, etc. New static crosshair setting. I actually really like this. So if you played the finals in the earlier seasons, you've noticed that whether you're running, jumping, your reticle will actually kind of sway depending on your movement in space. Well, they've added a setting in here where you can disable that basically, so you'll have a fixed crosshair no matter the movement. So I personally like that. Another quality of life change there. Facial hair customization. Everybody was asking for this, so we now have beards and mustaches and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And they've added a new first-time player experience. I'm interested in kind of testing this out, maybe starting a new account, seeing how that goes, but that's really dope. It's because this game, there's a lot to take in for, being brand new to the finals. And initially, if you remember, like in season 1, the new player experience was muy terrible. And they slowly started to add like new tutorials, and so this is pretty cool. So for the newbies out there, hopefully that's more welcoming. Season 3 rewards coming soon. This basically is just saying that they're still fleshing out some of the leaderboard things before they release all of the rewards that were earned in season 3, like the ruby stuff and the emerald stuff, etc. Let's see, whatever, let's get into the details. Okay, here's the nitty and the gritty, the balance changes, right? So they're talking something new here in terms of archetypes, and I wonder if they've thought about each contestant as an archetype, the heavy, the medium, and the light. So what they said here as a dev note, we wanted to leave a quick dev note on the state of the heavy archetype, as we know there have been some frustrations that the heavy is, quote, overly nerfed compared to the light archetype. While the light, which is most played statistically, does remain much more played than the heavy, and the heavy statistically is least played, as of the end of Season 3, across all skill tiers and modes, we see that the heavy is by far the most winning of the 3 archetypes, with light being the most losing. Our intent with much of the balancing is to bring all the archetypes' win rates more closely in line, while also equalizing their pick rates. This ultimately means that, when it comes to the heavy, we need to work through a process of both making it more balanced in terms of power and making it more fun to play. This will be an ongoing process, but is the underlying thought process behind some of the changes made to start Season 4 when it comes to balance and usability of items. So here's what I have to say about that. I think it's really interesting that the light is most picked and also has the lowest win percentage statistically. And I think, the reason for that is the light probably seems fun to play as compared to the other 2, maybe just in terms of its tech, its mobility, and the vast array of its gadgets and weapon choices. I think it has probably the best weapon variance and weapon validity when compared to its peers, meaning the medium and the heavy. However, the light is kind of tough to play, or shall I say tough to be good with in higher ELO for sure. If you're just in the pub smash or the more casual playlists, it might be a little easier to have an impact with the light. But again, it contributes least to winning. You have to be really good and understand how to play as a team to get the win with the light. It's easy kind of to just smash kills with the light, but that doesn't lead to a win necessarily. Well, obviously statistically. So I think it's funny because a lot of the people who aren't very good, shall I say skill issue, they pick the light because they think that they're going to boss with it in beast mode, and maybe they do get some kills or a positive KD, but they're not contributing to winning the match. Whereas the heavy, I think, is far more impactful in contributing to the win. I know that's how I feel, especially when I get into my higher ELO lobbies. Like, if I'm going to play light, I have to be on top of my shit if I'm going to actually contribute, because that's what matters to me. It's not just like getting my KD up. I want to win, and I really try to play the light in a way that contributes to the W. And it's hard. It's really hard to do that. I feel like I'm way more impactful to the W, or it's easier to have more of an impact on the win when I am playing the heavy class. And I'm a flex player, so I play all three classes. I like to pick depending on how my team is picking and sometimes how the lobby is picked, if I can. So I think that's pretty interesting. And I also don't think they're going to accomplish this. Like, I don't think you can balance what they tried to say here in terms of like making the heavy fun and impactful, but while so they can increase its pick rate, but also balance the win rates too. Like, I don't know if that's something you can have personally, or if that should even be a goal. But nonetheless, let's get into some of the changes. So for gadgets, the anti-grav cube, it's a radius increase and a height increase to its effectiveness. Cool. Breach charge, they increased the ammo to 3 charges, and they increased the cooldown to 30 seconds as to try to balance that. They say that they felt the breach charge has become underused in the current meta, and they're trying to get the pick rate up. Data Reshaper, they increased the range from 15 to 21 meters, so that's pretty cool. And then they increased the number of charges from 2 to 3. Just again in the spirit of trying to get the Data Reshaper more viable as a choice. Explosive Mines, they decreased the damage from 140 to 120, and they decreased the cooldown from 30 to 15. But they also decreased the ammo count from 2 to 1. And so I kind of like this because so many times people just very quickly double stack the mines. And so it was usually like an insta death, pretty much depending on which class you picked. And so they did this. Oh, they actually put a note. Our intent for the explosive mines has always been to have them as a defensive gadget that covers choke points to help protect an objective, and where placement is a skill. Being able to immediately place 2 of them back to back led to a lot of mine stacking, often right on the objective, and allowed defenses to be set up too quickly. We hope by adding 15 seconds between each deployment and less damage will lead to less stacking and encourage teams to get the objective location sooner in order to be able to fully set up defenses before combat commences. Sounds to me like this is almost like more of a response to terminal attack play, but definitely something like on Power Shift, people would very quickly double stack mines on kind of the common entry point of the Power Shift, and you'd get just insta exploded. Flashbang. So Flashbang is obviously pretty underutilized, and they're trying to give a rework to that utility. Increase the max duration of the blind status from 4 to 4.5 seconds. Increase the max duration of the max intensity of the blind status effect from 1.8 seconds to 3.5 seconds, so that's quite a buff. Increase the intensity of flashes that explode close to the enemy's position. Increase the view angle of flashes, causing more intense flashes when the flash goes off by someone's side or slightly behind them. Flashbangs now only show hit indicators on the crosshair if they reach a minimum amount of intensity on a hostile target. Decrease the intensity and duration of the blind status effects on teammates, that's good. Improve the leniency of hit detection of the flashbang when targeting players so that it's less likely to be blocked by small objects. And of course, they've got the dev note here which says, we found the flashbang to have been underutilized and to have added some quality of life fixes that will hopefully make them a more reliable and effective choice. Glitch Trap. Okay, so Glitch Trap kind of OP in Season 3. I liked the Glitch Trap and both hated it when it was used against me. but they disabled crosshair hit markers when the glitch trap attaches to an enemy so that it can no longer be used to detect players. They decreased the ammo amount from 2 to 1, and they decreased the cooldown from 30 to 20 seconds. So we'll see how that works out. This was an interesting interesting change here. Added a small amount of variance to the jump pad so that objects cannot bounce on them indefinitely. I don't really like that, if I'm being honest. I kind of thought it was like a cool strat to maybe sometimes use a jump pad to alter how objects moved in space, especially the cash out. But I'm wondering if this small amount of variance, is that only for objects within space, or is that going to affect how we jump on the jump pad as well? I don't know. We'll have to see. Proximity sensor, they increased the radius from 10 meters to 11 meters. RPG, this is the big one. This is a huge change to the game, huge change to the meta. They decreased the damage from 140 to 100. They increased the reload time from 0.9 seconds to 2.15 seconds. Holy moly. They decreased projectile dispersion when aiming down sights from 0.3x to 0.25x. Oh my gosh. Dev note here. We never really intended the RPG to be a quote opener in combat, even if it is an item that is more accessible to new players. The intent was always that it was for destruction first and foremost. We believe this change makes it still usable as an opener, but a much less viable one, shifting its focus back to destruction and breaching. Wow. So I honestly, the way they changed explosion dispersion in Season 3, I thought was like a low-key nerf to RPG anyway. But this is a pretty big hit. Pretty big hit to the RPG. Wow. All right. Tracking dart. They increased the magazine size from 2 to 4. They decreased ammunition regeneration rate from 13 seconds to 12 seconds, and they decreased tracking duration from 15 to 10 seconds. I almost think they might need to up the damage on this just a little bit, just for the funds, but you know, who's using tracking dart? Really, like put down in the comments, are you using tracking dart? All right. Zipline. They decreased the zipline height slightly so it could fit through doors. That's only a change there. Liftables or arena carryables. I don't know why they're calling liftables. That feels new. Propane gas canister decreased direct physical impact damage from 50 to 25 HP. All right, so now we've got some mode changes here. Cash out modes. Introduced a new respawn placement logic for teams that are wiped with the goal of reducing the number of third-party fights. There's also a whole blog post about their approach to third-party fights. They are considering how toxic third-partying might be in this game. So that's kind of cool that they're taking a look at that. Ranked tournament for cash out. Of course, we added ranked tournaments this season. They disabled game show events in ranked tournaments in the spirit of making it more consistent. To make ranked mode tournaments a more competitive, friendly environment with less randomness involved, we've decided to disable all game show events. We believe this will make matches slightly more consistent, less random, kind of means the same thing, and easier to strategize around. Increase the cash awarded per cash out in the final round from 10,000 to 25,000. Not sure really why. Increase the cash out required to win the final round from 20,000 to 50,000. Terminal attack. So yes, terminal attack is still in the game. It's just more of a casual experience for people who want to take a break from the main focus, which is cash out. But they say here, terminal attack now uses best of 9 rounds, first to 5 format, with a halftime break where level of destruction is reset. Terminal tank rank has been removed. All right, cash out. In cash out, they disable team-wide penalties in World Tour. World Tour cash out. World Tour is intended to be a more casual tournament experience than our ranked tournaments. Our research in Season 3 showed that removing team-wide penalties caused less player frustration and led to closer matches. They enabled the ability for players to swap items in their loadouts and reserves between team wipes in World Tour. Maybe it's not between deaths, maybe it's only team wipes? This is another change aimed at making World Tour more friendly for the casual players by allowing them to swap items between lives. Ranked tournaments will... Yeah, this is whatever. Increase the cash out awarded per cash out in the final round. Same change there, the 10,000 to 25,000. The win is going to be 20,000 to 50,000. Added diamond and platinum ranks in World Tour between the gold and emerald ranks. Emerald ranks is now unlocked and available to progress toward from the start of the season. Emerald rank is now earned by collecting win points rather than tournament wins. That's cool. Updated the required win point totals for all World Tour rank tiers due to the change in ranks and how they're earned. All right. Specializations. The Dematerializer. Improved targeting to reduce the amount of times a demat fails to progress a passageway through objects. Cool. Goo Gun. Fire mode. They changed it from semi to fully automatic, baby. Let's go. Healing Beam. Decreased healing rate from 50 health per second to 40 HP per second. So that's a Healing Beam nerf. I guess I'm kind of okay with that, honestly. So the Mesh Shield, again, I am a flex player. I legit love playing all three classes, but this one really hurts. The RPG nerf is kind of like, okay, I could deal with that, but the Mesh Shield nerf here, it's a shot to the heart for me. So Mesh Shield will now enter cooldown either when destroyed or lowered. The dev note here. The Mesh Shield was intended as a specialization used to shield teammates or to represent the heavy archetype's toughness and staying power. We felt the juggling of the shield, constantly raising and lowering it to fire weapons, was hard for some players to understand and very frustrating to play against. We understand this is a significant change and will obviously monitor its impact closely. So, was hard for some players to understand and very frustrating to play against. Skill issue, Embark. You literally made a skin to address these players' skill issue. So, like for me, sometimes I would play heavy, like with the flamethrower or let's say the shotgun, and I would juggle that Mesh Shield to close gaps. If I kind of sensed someone was gonna try to hit me with the stun gun, I'd flip the shield up, block the stun gun, and then, close the gap, drop the shield, fire a couple shots, pick my shield back up, and use that as a traversal and attack and defense strategy. And it was awesome. I never had a problem playing against people who did this. So for them to say this was very hard for some players to understand and very frustrating to play against, skill issue, yo. So now there is an 8-second cooldown when you drop the shield. So, okay, decrease the Mesh Shield cooldown from 15 to 12. And then there's a cooldown now for 8 seconds if the shield is deactivated through damage or if you take it down on yourself. So you can't just you can't juggle the mesh anymore. God, I'm not happy about that. But hey, I'm just going to go through the notes here. This is not going to be my complaint session, but, I think you know how I feel. All right, so the 93R, the arguably worst weapon in the game, they're still working on it. So smoothness to the vertical recoil to avoid having sharp jumps in intensity, which could previously cause an inconsistent feel. Updated firing animation when aiming down sights to give greater visibility. Increased fire rate from 210 RPM to 220 RPM. Decreased bullet dispersion when firing from the hip, when crouching, crouch moving, standing still, running, and in uncontrolled states such as falling or sliding. So they tried to, increase the accuracy when just, shooting from the hip. Decrease the rate of which bullet dispersion builds up over time when firing for a sustained period. And increase the bullet dispersion recovery from 0.45 to 0.65. So here's our note. The 93R has been a difficult weapon for us to balance due to it being a burst fire weapon. Burst fire weapons give players the expectation that all 3 shots in a burst should be able to hit when aimed well, but this also means potentially doing 3 bullets worth of damage per shot fired, making the weapon also high damage when the full burst hits. Getting this right whilst also differentiating the weapon from the FAMAS has been difficult. We've been reluctant to make the 93R a 2-shot weapon versus lights because all testing of this scenario has made the weapon game-breaking. But at 72 damage burst, i.e. 3 shots, 9 bullets to kill a light, the weapon has repeatedly underperformed. So it constantly sits in this nice edge of being too good or very bad. In this update, we focused on making the weapon much more effective when fired from the hip, rather than when aiming down sights. We feel this combination of damage and mobility puts the weapon in a better place, but we'd love to get your feedback. I'm going to test this some more. I mean, the weapon is just trash. It's always been trash. And we'll see if it's no longer complete trash. AKM. AKM got a little bit of a nerf. They decreased the magazine size from 36 bullets to 32. CL40, also not great, if I'm being honest. Some people are good with it. I'm just not. Skill issue, probably. Increased max damage from 93 to 117. Dev note, this change sounds significant, but keeps the weapon in a place where it still takes 2 shots to kill a light and 3 shots to kill a medium. This change is mostly aimed at making a heavy 3 shots to kill instead of 4, as we feel it was unfair for the CL to have to land all 4 of its available 4 shots, i.e. 100% accuracy, to kill a heavy without reloading. Cool. Decrease the fire rate from 275 RPM to 210. That small adjustment is to offset the significant damage buff a little. Increase the max damage radius from 9 centimeters to 30 centimeters. Did they mean centimeters? I don't know. Okay. All right. There's that. Dagger. This is pretty cool. The dagger's backstab secondary attack can now be held, only triggering when the button is released rather than automatically. During the stance, player moves at normal run speed and cannot sprint. That's pretty dope. So you can like queue up the alt attack to the dagger or the secondary attack to the dagger and just hold it and kind of run around holding that thing and then let go, of course, when you want to release that attack, making it more of like a skilled. I like that. That's very good quality of life change. Lewis gun smoothed out the recoil pattern, making it a little bit easier to shoot. LH1, okay, got a little bit of a nerf here. Decreased the damage fall off start range from 80 meters to 50 meters, and decreased the damage fall off end range from 100 meters to 55 meters. The dev note here says, with the addition of the alternative sights and scopes, we felt that LH1 was starting to stray well into the territory of the SR84. This change reduces that to some extent. I wonder how this stat compares to the medium's pike, which is basically an LH1. All right, M60, the fire rate increased from 560 RPMs to 580 RPMs, cool, and they also reduced the coil pattern on the M60, making it easier to shoot. MGL, the grenade launcher for the heavy, decreased load time from 3.1 to 2.8. The MGL is a weapon we'd very much like to rework at some point, but that will take some more considerable effort. For now, this is a simple, small quality of life adjustment that should make the weapon a little more viable. Recurve bow got a buff. I'm pretty surprised because I thought the recurve bow was in a pretty good place, but let's see what they did here. Increased damage at a minimum draw from 55 to 60. So if you're just tap firing it, it does a little more damage. Decreased damage ramp-up start time from 0.2 seconds to 0.15 seconds, and decreased the time it takes to reach maximum draw from 0.585 seconds to 0.49 seconds. So yeah, overall buff to the recurve bow. Okay, let's see how that goes. Riot Shield increased damage from 84 to 90. It needs it. The SH-1900 shotgun decreased the reload time from 2.5 seconds to 2.125 seconds. Thank you, Jeebus, because good God almighty, man, if you didn't hit those 2 shots with a kill and you had to go through a reload sequence, it felt like an eternity. This is definitely a choice to try to make it more viable when compared to the M26 Matter, the new shotgun for the light, which I think is going to take over. The Spear increased run speed modifier during secondary spin attack from 65% to 75%. So I think when you're doing that secondary spin attack, you're going to be able to move a little faster. The SR84 Sniper, they updated the SR84 to now fire hit scan rounds only up to 40 meters range. After that point, it'll become bullet drop with gravity and drag. So the note here says that while the SR84 is by no means overpowered or overly successful in many of our modes, it has become somewhat oppressive at very long ranges in modes like terminal attack and power shift, causing frustrations for a lot of players. We feel this change limits much of the very long-range harassments that players found frustrating while maintaining the skill level and responsiveness in medium to long-range encounters. This is pretty interesting. I don't know. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong here, but I don't know a game that had a weapon that did both hit scan and bullet drop, right? Like in Halo, for instance, it's all hit scan. So the sniper rifle in Halo it's all hit scan, and you know, like let's say Fortnite, for instance, it's bullet drop. But it's all bullet drop for the sniper rifle. I've never seen a game that mixes them, so I found this to be pretty interesting, that up to 40 meters, it's hit scan, and then after that, it moves into bullet drop territory. Is that gonna be tough to get a vibe for, to kind of get that feel and kind of understand those ranges and when you're gonna have to start implementing the bullet drop? This is gonna cause confusion in the aim. Is it gonna take a lot more time under tension? At the end of the day, I think it's a change in the right direction, because gotta be honest, on power shift, them snipes get annoying, but all right, anyways. Sword updated the attack sweeps to be more centered on the crosshair, making the weapon more accurate. Increased the range of secondary lunge from approximately 5 meters to approximately 6 meters, and the secondary lunge attack now maintains its top speed for slightly longer. Cool. Throwing knives, they got the same buff as the dagger got, so throwing knives secondary attack can now be held, only triggering when the button is released. I love that. That is dope. XP54, say it ain't so. They nerfed the XP54. Oh, this breaks my heart. Increased the magnification of the XP54's sight slightly as part of the addition of the alternate sight scopes, and they decreased the damage from 18 to 16. Oh, that really breaks my heart. Oh man, I don't know if it needed that. I really don't. I thought the XP54 was probably one of the best balanced weapons in the game. Maybe that's a hot take. Tell me if I'm wrong. However, I think this is going to make the M11 a real contender. If you put that red dot sight on the M11, and now we've got the decreased damage here from 18 to 16, I really think the M11 might it's gonna give the XP54 a run for its money in terms of picks, from my opinion, of course. I'm not really gonna go through the content and bug fixes here. It's just little things that have been glitching and not working correctly. That's if you'd like to go read that, you definitely can. So now let's go test out some weapons. Okay, so the first up for testing here is the M26 Matter. Let's take a look what we got here. So on the heavies, 1, 2, 3 shots on the heavy in the body to go ahead and take him out. Let's check the head here. 1, 2, 3. Same deal. So we don't get really any head modifier for that. On the mediums, we got 1, 2, 3. Was it 3? I thought it was 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, it is 3. They changed that, because I swear in the pretest it was 2. So for the light, 2 shots for the light, and again, no modifier for the head. And then of course, let's check out the bullet dispersion here. So when you shoot this thing from the hip versus when you aim down sights, you get absolutely no change in the bullet dispersion, really. So it's kind of like the model. It's not really gonna help you that much aiming down sights. And so let's check out some bullet dispersion at range. So it definitely changes in terms of the bullet dispersion. A couple things that also I want to note is that, like, so we're about 10, what will we say, about 10 meters here from him. So still gets it, not bad. That was aiming down sights though. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, maybe it is slightly better if you aim down sights. Or the bullet randomness it definitely has some drop off. Look at that. So from that range, you're not doing a whole lot. But this thing has 8 in the clip. So very, very forgiving. And the fire rate is pretty good. Okay, let's check out that Pike 556 now. All right, and we'll start off with a heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the body. 6 to the body. All right, let's see what we got to the head now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the head. 6 to the body, 4 to the head. The pike. This thing's a beast, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the body. For the mediums. Come on, come on. 1, 2, 3 to the head. And for the lights, 1, 2, 3 to the body. 1, 2 to the head. Haha, the pike is gonna be sick. This thing is a beast. And it's got a similar fire rate to the LH1. And the hip fire is pretty good. I think, you know, this is, ooh, so crispy. All right, now for the leader of the group, my personal favorite, the Deagles. Look at these things, man. Oh gosh, so nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to the body. It's got 14 in the clip. Let's see what we got here for the head. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the head. 8 to the body, 4 to the head, baby. Oh man, John Wick. Oh Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to the body for the mediums. Come on, baby. 1, 2, 3. 3 to the head. Oh Lord. With 14 in the clip, all you need is 3 to the head on the medium. Oh, so nice. 4 to the body on the light. 2 to the head. Guys, this is it. I guess I didn't show you the bullet dispersion with the Pike 556, but not aiming down sights. Ooh, they added some recoil. In the playtest, they had no recoil. So aiming down sights obviously does create for a tighter pattern, and I'm not doing any that's no recoil control. And here's also that was no recoil control. So aiming down sights does reduce the recoil pattern some. This thing tears though. This thing tears. Let's see how it does at a little bit of a range. So we got this. So it definitely gets wild if you're not aiming down sights. So you're ADSing, you can get way tighter pattern. Yeah, way tighter pattern when you ADS. Ooh, ooh. Oh man, I'm super excited. Okay, now let's check out Fortune Stadium. Oh, look at this, baby. Oh, it's so beautiful. This is the Azult section of Spawn. Let's see what we got here. This is the sponsor I'm going with. Oh, this thing is so pretty. So we've got the Azult building. Of course, there's a cash out in here. All right. Another way to get in. Oh, just beautiful. This map is just beautiful. Got that stairwell we came through. Another stairwell there. Got some zippity zips. So a lot of verticality in the new Fortune Stadium, which is cool. So let's see what we got here too. Oh, all right. God, this is so pretty. Go up here. All right. Ooh, a little cubby hole for the lights. Ooh. Ah. All right, I think that does it for the Azult side of things. Let's take a look at the rest of the map. So here's your center part. This, you know, it's got a lot of elements of other existing maps, which is I'm not mad at, by the way. Some people are kind of tripping about that. So like, what does this feel like to you, right? This is like Seoul. The hospital would be over there. You'd have the bridge, but in this case, we got the Azult building or Azult building Here's kind of like the that one part with the crane in Soul, but slightly different, obviously, right? We don't got any crane. Here's that part of the roof there. Oh, you can get, remember that's, oh, this is familiar. Okay, all right. Should be elevator. This usually has a glass, and then the crane would be over here. Got God Zip. So a little bit different, So again, look at the Azult building, and then we've got Haltau over there. Oh, okay. Right, look at that little, some subtle changes to the loadout. Let's go. What's going on over here? Okay, we got some stuff, some good battles. A little man cannon right there. Oh, right. Another little escape for the lights. Let's see what we got. Ooh, all right. Look, God, this is big. This is Azult as well. Yeah, this is like an Azult section in that. God, look at all the verticality. And so you've got numbered. I like that because you could say like someone's on level 3, level 1. Oh, hey, there's Unicorn Slayer. What's up, Uni? Unicorn Slayer is drinking some coffee in real life right now. I just had to get her in here to load up this map. All right, still exploring. Got a whole backside over here. Look at, dude, this map is actually decent size. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and take the elevator. Oh, all the way up. Huge, huge. Oh, all right. So that's kind of the vibe for that building. Oh, so it's all connected. So is it only Azult and Haltau? Where's Njimo? Shouldn't we have like an Njimo building, right? Huh. It's interesting. God, this is so big. Oops. Oh, Lord. Where's a... thought there would be like a canister. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Ooh, you can kind of like, that's sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Ah. Sneaky. Huge, huge, huge. And so again, this is kind of like Soul. You know, this would be that area, like the open courtyard area in Soul. But this is clearly like the Haltau themed section of the map. Some good fights out here. Got a big elevator. Oh, okay. What do we got? A little fighting, some accessibles. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah. And this man canyons you back over to that section, which we haven't really been. We haven't really been over there yet. That's Njimo. Oh, derp. Okay. All right. So we do have the Azult, Njimo, and the Haltau sections. God, this map is just massive, right? Lots of verticality, lots of sight lines. Of course, this map has levels as well. I know there's like some cash outs that you hold over in some of these areas in playing the pretest. All right. There's a zip here. Taking the zip. Yo, snap. No man cannons though to get you back up there. All right, and then we've got the Njimo section. I love the colors, man. I love the colors. Nice. This was a pretty fun area to hold too. I know there's a cash out that would spawn like down here. And this was a pretty fun spot to hold. It gets rowdy. Zippity zip. All the way up. Okay, so And then we can get up. Oh yeah, we can get up there. Oh yeah, get up here, get your sight lines, get your Pike 556s out, be sniping people with that. Some good map traversal. So I think that about does it. Like, yo, this is Fortune Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I know there's a lot more to cover in terms of like the battle pass, the cosmetics, the sponsors, but I'm going to do that for a different video because this one has been long enough. Yo, if you stayed till the end of this video, you're a certified G. And at this point, if you're not subscribed, you might as well be. Holler at your boy. It's the Gumbuck. Stay tuned for more finals, baby.